That was it. And so, but I'd fought a lot in my lifetime, right? I didn't want to do that anymore. And part of my journey was learning to deal with my own anger issues, my own energy that wasn't right. And I knew it wasn't right. So you have to be very conscious of your energy and self-will it. That's why I started teaching myself, I got to learn to bring the and I would say it over and over and over to myself. I'm like, look, if I'm going to bring energy into a space, it's going to be joy or it's going to be love. And for me, it's the same thing. So I wanted for me to make sure that no matter what I did, that was the energy I was going to bring into space. So I started training myself on that with my phone triggers. I started training myself on that by just deciding, okay, every time I walk through a door, what's the feeling I want to bring into here? One of my doorway triggers, when I walk through a door, I say to myself, I am entering this room as a happy man, ready to serve. I am entering this room as a happy man, ready to serve. I've said that to myself tens of thousands of times, every door I walk through. So I'm setting up a trigger cue for me to remind myself to be happy. Because if we don't remind ourselves to be happy, we won't self-will ourselves more often to be happy. Now, some people say, well, this is just an affirmation, stupid, I'm happy. Actually, it's not. It's something that we know from habitual training in behavioral sciences. Cue, trigger, reward, over and over and over again. Ultimately, you set up that practice. It becomes a higher level of practice and mental discipline. So let's return to this conversation about happiness. If you have not had that role of happiness, get therapeutic support, but also at the same time, start practices that will make you happier. And you have to teach your family to start practices to be your happier. It can be as simple as a Friday night dinner where you say to the kids, what made you happy this week? You need to start giving the vocabulary of happy to your families. You have to start giving the vocabulary of happy to your teams. If your teams are never talking about what makes them happy, what kind of workplace is that to be in? If you're not having conversations and dialogues, if other people, I say it to people all the time, are you happy? How's it going? Are you happy? How's it going? I ask it all the time. Are you happy? How's it going? Because by asking the question, I'm cueing it. Just like the doorway trigger. I enter this room as a happy man, ready to serve. And when I say, I enter this room as a happy man, ready to serve, it makes me more intentional. Makes me more what? And these little triggers that you set up in your life, it makes you more intentional. Like those little reminders, they mean so much to us. We forget to do them, but your happiness is important. Your happiness is very important. Just like your self-identity is important, just like how you want to treat people. All of that is incredibly important. We just forget to set up those triggers. How many of you could do a better job setting up your life for some happiness at this stage of your life? Yeah, to the person left, right, shake them, say you deserve to be happy. To do it, you just have to be a little more intentional. And sometimes to be intentional, you just need a reminder. How many just had their alarm go off to say, that's me? Turn the person left, right, shake them, say, be more intentional.